Good morning, viewers. I am Chioma Amaribulam, and this is Social Media Buzz. Aisha Yesufu has been trending online as some netizens nominated her as a perfect running mate for Peter Obi. Peter defected to Labour Party from PDP last week as a presidential candidate. Advisors are saying picking a northerner and maybe a woman would help his campaign. Aisha Yesufu appears to also like the idea, as she tweeted on her page, President and Commander-in-Chief of Northern Nigeria. Now office remain, make them build for me. Now looking at some reactions to this story, new official says, Aisha Yesufu was very popular during the NTAS. I don't even mind if she's considered, but Peter Obi really needs to think about this move. Having a northern female Muslim as his vice is a chess move that can tick a lot of boxes, especially given how women are treated over there. Monai says, so Peter Obi wants to pick Aisha Yesufu as his running mate, and there are people that think he's a serious candidate. This man has fallen into a dilemma of political miscalculation and has put up a voluntary political retirement letter for himself. You can say that 1 billion times. And Black says, I see progress in this country when Aisha Yesufu becomes the vice president of Peter Obi because she is a human rights activist. And this is going to help a lot, 100%. Now, the last reaction is at Obo Ahmed saying Peter Obi should pick a man like him from the north as a running mate. Which one be Aisha Yesufu? Aisha Yesufu never reached to be in government. She is known more as an activist. And how many activists have you seen hold political positions? Peter Obi needs a grassroots politician as a running mate. Now, Samson and Margaret, what do you think about this?
Let's take some reaction.
Aisha Yesufu that
I like the last reaction.
Okay.
That was more realistic and sincere. It's difficult to see Aisha Yesufu as a political candidate.
Okay.
Now, be it running mate or what have you, even if it's just for even a House of Assembly slot. We have to look at the socio-political and cultural realities that we have right now. She's from the north. We know how well.
No, she's not from the north.
She's from Edo State.
Well, okay.
But she grew up in the north.
Yes,
and
that's why I'm saying not necessarily because of state of origin.
Okay.
But when you look at her, yeah, there's the notion that you need someone from the north. That's why she was even drafted into
true.
the discussion in the first place. You ask yourself, right now, how can she even win in northern states for Peter Obi? That's the question. That's one.
Most people don't even like her in the north.
That's one. Two, we understand quite well that as much as we're pushing for equality and all, there's still some cultural biases and hurdles that needs to be cleared.
Yeah.
And we cannot dispute that within the north, you still have those biases there, especially with the way women are being treated. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's getting better, no doubt, but you can't deny that those hurdles are still there. So it's oftentimes questionable when a lady emerges as either a running mate or something. There are always questions. We know how Mama Taraba, who is late now, fared, with the Taraba polls, which, I mean, some would say she won and one way or the other she lost. Now you have another APC candidate being a woman as a senator,
State,
from Adama. Again, all of these things will be in play, but how much of a political force is Aisha Yesufu to start with? Yes, an activist, no doubt, well known, but as a political, player, how much of a force is she? Two, is she that popular that she can win Peter Obi 2, 3, 4, 5 northern states to complement whatever it gets from the south? Then three, how do we address the cultural biases that are against women? And she coming up, I mean, it's not even House of Assembly, it's the exalted position number 2. It's difficult, really. Yeah. It's really difficult.
But what I'll say is, I'll just use the instance of the woman who won the governorship election. Rather, let me know you so much.
She's a senator. She's been in the game.
So, and then we had someone tweet, and he said, "Wow, Adamawa is in trouble." That's what the person tweeted, and this is a northerner, and your co-northerner, which is a woman. That's to show. Now it's better now, but that's to show an example of how women are already perceived. We have go to the north. You will see for yourself. I don't want to say certain things in air, but you will see for yourself how women are not given opportunities. And now Aisha Yesufu, she she became very popular during the NSAS protest. Of course, she was one of the conveners of the Bring Back Our Girls,
Yeah.
but she became very popular during the NSAS protest. And these are predominantly youths. Now, we're seeing, according to Charles Ideho, that we just left here, we talk about it's not enough on social media. How many youths have their PVC? You're clamoring for Peter Obi, quite all right. I do not have a problem with that. Anybody that the best man should win the president, I would vote when it's time to vote. And I don't need to tell anyone who I'm voting for. Yes, but then how many people have their PVC? Even the same people, permit me to say this, the same people who said, so it's okay generation, you mess with the wrong generation, they are still the ones campaigning for those people who they are also claiming were the ones who had spoiled the country. So what are we talking about? Aisha Yesufu, amazing activist. Would she be an amazing vice president? I do not know. So I can't say, but then it's not enough to be so popular on social media. How popular are you in your state? How popular are you in the country? How many people that are voting are pushing you to that position right now will stand behind you during elections? Do they even have their voters card to stand behind you?
Just to chip in quickly, you know, it's fine to even have, if all the youths, for example, have their PVCs, as you've said, and that followership, yes, translates to massive votes within the South, you still need the North to complement what you have in the South. It's all about the numbers. That's what politics is about. Elections are won by numbers. Whoever gets, you know, the higher number wins the election. So for all of the followership, let's assume every one of them have their PVCs in the South and they're able to vote behind Peter Obi and, for example, Aisha Yesufu. The question will be, what can he get from the North to complement what he has in the South? How many states are in the North? About 19 or so. How many, you know, can Aisha Yesufu get for him to complement what he has in the South? That's the question.
No, she's not even a northerner to start with, so that's already a big problem on its own, which is bothering. It will come up during the election. They might not talk about it now, but during the election,
They're
they will
actually
say,
talking about it
she's
now.
not even, she's from
Most people
Edo
are
State.
saying
But
it
she
already.
said,
Yeah, they're already saying you're not enough, and now you're from Edo State. You know,
and
you
you
just
know-
grew up in the North here.
And you know, with women, it's even difficult to, you know, based on what we have now, it's difficult to even say where she's from in terms of state of origin. Remember the case of the Cross River judge who was meant to be the chief judge of the state, and there were talks of, oh, she's not from this, you know, state, she's from the other state, and there were talks of, oh, but her husband is from this state and all of that. So again, all of these biases, sociocultural biases, needs to be addressed before you can even talk about women assuming certain positions. We need more women on board, but we also need to address all of these sociocultural, you know, biases that are impeding them from getting to those elevated positions.
Okay. Thank you, Samson. Thank you, Margaret. Away from that now, a Lagos accountant, Folake Abiola, committed suicide at a residence at Osapa, London, in the Lekki area of Lagos State on Friday. It was gathered that she allegedly drank an insecticide. While most people are saying depression pushed her into committing suicide, a colleague of the deceased at an interview said that, excuse me, Abiola had been suffering from depression for years, adding that the news of her death was shocking. The colleague, contrary to what has been circulating the internet, said, you know, she had been in romantic relationships, adding that she ended them due to depression. So now we have some comments. Algero says, there is more to this incident and I pray that her soul finds peace. Please, I may not know what anyone in this Bird app, which is Twitter, is going through, but resorting to suicide isn't the way out. We all have challenges in life that can be draining and frustrating, and even at that, we must push and don't give up. Tope Femi says, I will keep standing against those who feel or say being rich or financially okay can stop depression. We all need ourselves to stay alive. It goes beyond money. Alion says depression is real and a lot of people are not being consciously aware they are going through it. It's funny how people affiliate depression to only people going through financial constraints. I can tell you boldly that even the rich are the most going through it. Hashtag awareness RIP. Now, depression is, you know, something that exists in almost every society. And if you don't speak out, if you don't talk to someone about how you feel, it can, you know, eat you up, and you feel death is the best option or it's the best way to ease you of the pain, whatever pain you might be going through. What do you have to say
But
about
then don't
this?
forget that while you're taking your life, there are people who you are inflicting pain on because you have loved ones. You have people who love you genuinely and care for you and want you alive. The second, or was it the third or second comment that I said, we all need each other to be alive.
Yeah.
And not just about talking to people. Now, there are things people, there's certain things people do that I find not so nice. I come to tell you and say, Choma, I'm having a headache or I'm having body pain, and you're telling me, the one I have is more than your own. No? Even
Nigerians are fond of
Nigerians
that.
are fond
Yeah.
of that. I don't know. I'm a Nigerian. That's where I'm sure of. So I'm telling you, this is what I'm going through. You're telling me, if I tell you my own,
own is
you
worse.
know
Looks
that
like
your
you
own is.
pity me.
And then at that point, I had to learn not to do that. Even though I am having a banging headache, the listener should tell you that came to meet me to talk about your headache is to tell you, if you know my own, you know that your own is less. Then next time I'll be in my shop, because for some people do not like to talk, especially in a situation where you know what you say to somebody would be spread across. You would rather keep to yourself. And I take that as a privilege for you to come to meet me to tell me about how you feel. My duty is to listen. If I wanted to tell you about my headache, I should have told you without waiting for you. So people should learn to listen to people. People have issues. You have your issues, but having to learn a shoulder to rest on is the essence of life. What are we living for if people can't talk to you? People go through a lot, and adding your own to the stress, we need each other to stay alive, actually. Yeah.
It's sad what happened, and I just hope she finds rest. You know, sometimes you go through life and the challenges just seem overwhelming, and you just want to put a stop to everything, be the pain or the challenges and what have you. At the end of the day, yes, you want to check on your loved ones on a regular basis. You want to be, observant to see if there are changes in their attitude or what have you. But again, that those who are introverts and probably do a good job of shielding things. So it's difficult to tell when someone else is, going through. The person might be right there with you. You guys can relate on a daily basis, and you probably won't even find out or realize that the person is going through, such challenges. So we all need to do better as humans. We need to be more compassionate. The empathy has to be there. These are common virtues that binds us as humans. More importantly is for all of the challenges we go through, what I often say is if we look at where we're coming from and the challenges we faced in time past and overcame, then that should serve as some sort of solace to give us the drive to keep pushing, that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully, that helps someone out there really. But it's sad what happened. I hope the family bears, has the fortitude to bear the loss really.
Yeah. Well, it's a very sad story and a very sad way to end the social media buzz. But please, we tell and advise all viewers, please be a friend to someone out there. Give listening ears, listen to them, be kind and empathetic to people. I am Choma. I'm regular.
All right, well, it's a cold atmosphere, right? Today will never come again, right? The best thing we can do is to be a friend. Let your words heal and not wound. Very important. Lend a helping hand. Be a friend. Be a companion. Let your words heal and not wound. Do not forget, as we mark World Tobacco Day today, smoking has killed 29,000 Nigerians in the past 1 year, and annually we've had this report over time. So please, we need you to be alive and we need you to be healed and healthy. As we wrap up the show this morning with a beautiful quote relating to all of these things we've spoken about, an anonymous quote that says, "What's the point of being alive if you don't at least try to do something remarkable?" Now let's link it to what's happening. What's the point of being alive if you cannot be a friend? What's the point of being alive if people cannot talk to you? What's the point of being alive if people cannot come to you and say, yes, if I talk to Mr. A, I talk to Mr. B, I know he may not have money, but I know that what he will give to me is soothing and relieving. What's the point of being alive? So if you can answer this question for yourself, then what's the point of being alive? So Choma, something, what do you have to say?
What's the point of being rich? Let me start from that. If you can't touch lives, if you can't help people, if you can't feed people, you're in that position to help, you have the money. So I think it's fair, it's nice if you're able to touch lives, clothe people, feed people, no matter how little it is, it's something to go a long way.
Even if you're not, privileged to feed people, you can be compassionate with your words. It's not only financial support. There's a place of moral support. There's a place of physical support in there as well. Again, all of these things, it's just a call for our common humanity that we need to be more humane in how we deal with one another. And as I said earlier, the word out there is, for all of the challenges we all are going through now, we should look back at where we're coming from and all the times that we've beat the odds to ensure that we are where we are now. That should serve as a drive and solace that it will get better.
Wow, an amazing show right there. But please, again, we want to reiterate the fact that if you ever have suicidal thoughts, please talk to somebody. Please do not take your life. We all need each other to be alive. And also, be a friend that people would always listen to and always come to. You don't know who you may be helping out there. And that's a good way to wrap up the show this beautiful morning. Iban David has Iban TV rather has a lot of shows for you after this. Iban David is over for today, but join us tomorrow, same time, same station. I am Margaret Opara. Have an amazing day.
And I am Chioma Amaribulam. Do enjoy the rest of the day.
I'm Samson Lady. Do have a great day.